Tonight we sit with a young man named Elisha, who heard a call he wasn't expecting, and a few quiet words from Bishop Sheen about what we do when our conscience starts whispering. In our Sunday evening reading from the first book of Kings, chapter 19, we hear, Elijah set out and came upon Elisha, son of Shaphat, as he was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen. He was following the 12th. Elijah went over to him and threw his cloak over him. Elisha left the oxen, ran after Elijah and said, "Please let me kiss my father and mother goodbye, and I will follow you." Elijah answered, "Go back. Have I done anything to you?" Elisha left him, and taking the yoke of oxen, slaughtered them. He used the plowing equipment for fuel to boil their flesh, and he gave it to his people to eat. Then he left and followed Elijah as his attendant. Picture the scene for a moment. A man in a field, dust on his hands, 12 yoke of oxen working ahead of him. He is not praying when the call comes. He is not in the temple. He is in the middle of an ordinary working afternoon, doing what he has done every day for as long as he can remember. And a prophet walks past and throws a cloak over his shoulders, and everything changes. We sometimes imagine that God calls people who are already looking for him, already ready, already waiting at the door with their bags packed. Elisha was not. He was plowing. He was busy. He had a life. And the call still found him, exactly where he was. What strikes us about his response is that he doesn't argue. He doesn't ask for time to think it over. He just asks to say goodbye to his parents. And then he does something that's easy to miss on a first reading. He goes back, and he takes the oxen he was working with, and he slaughters them. He burns the plowing equipment. He cooks the meat and feeds his people. He doesn't leave a door open behind him. He closes it. He makes the call irreversible. That image sits with us on a quiet Saturday evening. Most of us don't get called to drop everything and follow a prophet into the desert, right? But we do get called in smaller ways all the time. A nudge to make the phone call we have been putting off. A pull toward confession we keep talking ourselves out of. A quiet sense that something in our life needs to change, and we already know what it is. And how often do we leave the plow standing in the field, just in case we want to come back to it? Psalm 16 responds to this reading like a man finally exhaling after he has made his decision. You are my inheritance, O Lord. Elisha could have prayed that line over his burning plowshare. Everything he had to fall back on, he gave up. And what he received in its place was the Lord himself as his portion, his cup, the one who held his lot. I set the Lord ever before me. With him at my right hand, I shall not be disturbed. That is the peace on the other side of a real yes. Not the absence of cost, but the presence of the one who is worth it. Maybe today brought a quiet invitation we noticed and let pass. Maybe it brought one we actually answered. Either way, the call is still there. He is patient. He throws the cloak, and he waits. Welcome to the Sacred Heart family. I'm Aaron. We pray together, walk with the saints, and reflect on the gospel every day. If this is the kind of reflection your evening needs, like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. As we prepare our hearts for rest, we now turn to the wisdom of Bishop Fulton Sheen. When our conscience bothers us, whether we admit it or not, we often try to justify it by correcting others or by finding fault with them. That one lands. He says it so plainly that there is nowhere to hide. When something inside us is uneasy, when we know we have to let a plow standing somewhere, when we know we have left a plow standing somewhere we should have burned, the easiest thing in the world is to look around and find someone else doing it too. Look at them. Listen to what they said. Do you see what they did? And for a moment, the discomfort lifts because we have moved the spotlight off ourselves and onto somebody else. It works the way numbing always works, for a little while. The trouble is that nothing actually gets resolved by it. The thing our conscience was trying to tell us is there in the morning. The person we criticized is still loved by God just as much as we are, and the gap between who we are and who we are called to be has not closed. It has only been papered over. Sheen knew that. He spent his whole life with people, and he watched us do this. A Saturday evening is a good time to sit with that honesty. Not a spiral, not to drag ourselves through every fault of the week. Just ask quietly, where the noise has been loudest in us this week? Who have we been hardest on? Whose name has come up most often in our complaints? Because there is a chance, Sheen would say, that the answer points back to something in our own heart that is waiting for a different kind of attention. Not correction outward, but examination inward. And then, on the other side of that, the gentle relief of confession, of the Eucharist tomorrow morning, of the Father who already knows and is already waiting with mercy. The call to Elisha and the whisper of conscience are not the same thing, but they live near each other. Both ask us to put down what we have been holding. Both promise something better on the other side. There is a stillness that comes when the day finally lets go of you. And that stillness is where we are now. The week is done, or near enough. Tomorrow is the Lord's Day, and Mass is waiting, and so is He, in the way He is always waiting. Set the worries about other people down. Let your own heart be quiet enough to hear what He has been trying to say all week, and sleep in His peace. Share your intentions in the comments of the video so that the Sacred Heart family may walk with you in faith and charity. Tonight's Catholic evening prayers are waiting for you at sacredheartpreciousblood.com. Click the link in the pinned comment now, and I'll see you there. God bless.